Samit, I'm just doing this video for you. As you know, I've let you know that I'm moving out August 1st, so I'm going to honor my, the lease with you as your roommate or whatever I'm called. But I just wanted to just do this video for you as an explanation of why I've given you my notice, more than 60 days notice. I'm giving you plenty of notice, but the reason is, and I'm just being straight with you, you might want to just keep this for your records when you get another roommate to replace me, is that everything I've seen from these new owners it's clear to me that they have an intention for you to leave. Like, here's a letter that came in that said, we're all in this together and we recognize that each of us is impacted in different ways as a result of the crisis. If you have concerns or questions in future rent payments, or if you require assistance when any of the matters we have established central. Anyway, the point is there, as soon as I saw this letter, I realized that this is not a compassionate letter. It's just they're concerned about the rent, right? But they represented themselves that we're all in this together. And so, you paid your rent in April with a check from your sole proprietor business account. You paid and they cashed it, and no problem there. Then you did the same thing in May. And now you get this letter that I just want to put it here. It's not even professional. Like, I'm pretty sure it's from that, that Indian lady. I forget her name. I apologize. And then I also want to say that, I'm almost 100% sure. I'm just saying this for your own good. They want to get rid of you. I bet you after this whole COVID thing and all that, is over, they're going to sell the unit and surprise the hell out of you. And you should find out if they have any, for yourself, you should find out if they have any intentions of selling your unit, or if you have security here. The reason I'm leaving in August, when your lease is over, is because I don't feel secure here. I'm just letting you know that when we had a problem with the fridge and all that whole hassle there, they go out of their way to ask, like, what type of fridge, is it left-handed or right-handed? We tell them, and then they bring the fridge that is exactly the wrong one. Like, if it was supposed to be left-handed, they brought the right-handed, and I took pictures of it just so you'd have it. Like, they are doing everything they possibly can. In my opinion, they want to get rid of you for whatever reasons. Way back when that Indian lady, whoever she is, she gives you notice when you were late on the rent for 7 days or something, 5 days, it's saying we're evicting you. It was crazy. So now you pay the rent for May with a checking account because you're having to try to make things happen. Samina, are you on the verge of bankruptcy?
Yes.
Has the COVID impacted your business in a big way?
Yes.
So you're doing everything. You didn't take advantage of the system here in April. You had thoughts of, like, should I pay the rent? Like, here's a letter. And you did the noble thing and you paid the rent, not knowing how you're going to pay the next month's rent. Like, you're acting in good faith, and I really don't believe they are. I'm just saying that. It's just my opinion. You have an agreement with the landlord. I don't. I have an agreement with you. I'm honoring it. I'm leaving on August 1st. And it's because of these people. I feel that these people have an agenda, and there's reprisal happening here. They don't like it that you stood up for yourself. That lady, I was there. I witnessed it. One time she comes in, we're in the elevator going up by ourselves, and she comes in, and she says what? She goes, can I speak to you? Was that correct?
Yeah.
Right? She was like, right when she just got in trouble. So that's how I'm suggesting what happened. And then she comes in there and we say, we just left. Right? And then she says later, when we called her on it, don't harass us, like, don't jump on us like that. We're in our home, we're going up, right? What did she say? She sends an email later that, oh no, she was just coming to say I need the elevator. That is not true. She lied. Because if that was the case, she would have said that. She said, may I speak with you for a minute? That's what she said. She wanted to talk about, the complaint we said about her. If it was true that she was telling us that she needed the elevator for someone else, no, she just lied so that her boss, she wouldn't get in trouble with her boss. If it was true that she knew that she was coming to talk to us, she would have said, hey, can I just want to say I need this elevator. I need to put it on service. You don't come in and like she comes pretty well running out, walking out very fast, let's just say, because I'm not going to exaggerate, walks out very fast in her office when she sees us on the cameras, and then she comes right in our face and, may I speak with you? In other words, she wants us to come out and speak with her about the complaint we voiced, right? She lied. If it was true that she needed the elevator for like she was putting it on service, first of all, you can't do that. We're already in the elevator and we're going up. She came out to talk to us about something else. And then when we caught her on it, said, don't do that. Don't attack us. Don't harass us, right? This is why I'm moving out, Samina. And honestly, I suggest that you move out too. I know you want to stay or whatever, but I'm saying that I totally believe that these people are reprising. It's a reprisal. They're punishing you for saying something, for standing up for your rights. And what's this? Like saying you paid by check during the crisis here, right? You still are managing to do everything you can to put the rent as the highest priority, even though you know they can't evict you, yet you're being honorable at a time when your finances are really, really bad. I would, if you do want to stay here, I would suggest that you ask them to just be straight with you. Do you have an intention? Will you be selling? Can you promise me that you won't be selling my unit within the next 18 months or the foreseeable future? And see what they say. They'll probably give you some political answer that is something like, they won't address the issue. They'll give you something that leads you, like it doesn't directly hold them accountable to not selling your unit. I think they want to get rid of you, and they're ultimately going to sell the unit as a reprisal. So I don't know if me doing this video message and sending it to you and you send it to the landlord is going to help in any way. They could have just cashed the check. And I just want to say this to be on record for you, Samina, that even though people are having to do whatever they have to do right now, who were self-employed and can no longer see people face to face and go meet their clients and do their work and the work you were doing. I could see these people accusing you of operating a business here, and I want to just make sure it's very, very clear that you never operated a business here, and that because that you could be accused of that. They can go look at your different websites. So I just want to go on the record that both me and Samina see people every single morning before we start work, and we do it over Zoom because we're both in recovery. I'm the founder of All Addictions Anonymous. I helped Samina through the 12 steps with her addiction to worry and anorexia. And she now, as part of her own rehabilitation or recovery, practices step 12, which is to pass on and to help other people that are still suffering by helping them, experience the 12-step program. We do that every morning. There's an entire absence of profit motive, meaning it's not a funnel. We don't charge money for it. We don't ask for money. We don't do business here. We don't do that. And then I've also created another brand for Samina called My 1111 Agreement and 1212.tv, www.twelve.tv, where because of the COVID crisis, we've really come out and in a really big way to say, we want to help everybody and anybody we possibly can with some conditions. Since there's no profit motive, we don't make offers to these people. For 2 hours a day, every morning, we see people for free, helping them in any way that we can, in particular with a particular focus on people that had a worry addiction, had severe worrying problems as solopreneurs before COVID even came on and knocked on our door. So I'm just saying that, Samina, because I really believe this landlord, or at least this lady, is doing everything in their power and are going to look for every angle to evict you. And I'm telling you right now, I have all the information, all the emails, all the information to prove reprisal. And I think I should just go on record to say that I was there for Samina before when her past employer, she stood up for her rights with her past employer, and I insisted that we go to the Ministry of Labor, and I acted as her ghostwriter, as her agent for 18 months. And I kicked that charity's ass. That's not a threat, by the way. I realize that's a weird choice of words. I'm just saying that I ghost wrote all the letters to the board, to the Ministry of Labor, and she won over $30,000 because I will not allow someone to be taken advantage of because she's an easy target and she's not the type of person that's going to fight back. So if you choose to want to stay living here after I leave, Samina, and anything happens, just know you can come to me, and I have a whole history of all kinds of communication and evidence that I can prove reprisal, just like how I won your case with the Ministry of Labor against your past employer. And Samina, is there anything you can say just to, because I don't ever want to talk about this again. We need to,
Yeah, just
complete.
say like, having recovered or in recovery from a worried addiction. Yes, I don't always talk about it because I know better, like talking about it is just going to make matters worse, right? But now that
Look at me in the camera. So, yeah.
now that we are on the subject, like this is the thing that has been eating away in my mind, like getting that notice. It's like, okay, I paid the rent. I just wanted to go through and then like, oh my, like I have, like, it's like come back that paranoia, that worry, of being, of getting the next eviction notice, right? Like that's the only thing that's really, eating away at my mind again. So it's like that worry's come back.
Right. And because you brought that up, there was a notice that came just before the COVID that had there was these little boxes it was a notice I've never seen before. But one of the boxes was like something about a mortgage broker coming in or inspecting the property. Like I've never seen that before. In other words, one of their reasons for entering the premises is now about related to like selling the unit. I've never seen that before. And like I said, I really believe like that's their intention. They want to scare you, maybe other people too, but I believe they want to scare you and make you leave. Like I said, they are a business, and the old man that passed away that's been here for 30, 35 years, I said they weren't sad. They're a business, right? Now they got to rent the place out much, much higher. And anyway, I'm just saying that not as an opinion. I'm saying as someone who has all kinds of evidence and all kinds of weird things that have happened here, including before these people came on board. I have evidence. I recorded it. As you know, I do these kind of things where they pretended they were coming in here to do an asbestos test, and it wasn't an asbestos test. It wasn't even about that. They came in, there was no asbestos test. There was no asbestos expert. It was false pretense, and they acted in bad faith. I have evidence of that as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything else, like just because you don't want to think about this, anything else that you want to say about any specifics that you recall about how they have they make it so that you're not reasonably enjoying your place. You get a notice, you get scared. I've witnessed it. You see something, and every time you think that they're selling the unit or they're evicting you or they're doing something.
Not good. Yeah, I get like, my anxiety gets triggered. It's like I don't even feel safe in my own home anymore. Even like just going downstairs, and if I had anything, seeing that landlord, Sharika, her name is, I don't feel safe or comfortable, right? Because I know it's like, feels like she's targeting me. And I just want to go on record. I mean, yes, this may seem like an assumption. I get it. But I find it pretty odd and strange. I mean, just that week, like, I think it must have been a couple days, maybe a few days after this incident happened, and I get this notice on the door, right? Is that like I actually wasn't that long apart, maybe a couple days or so. I remember being in the elevator, we're coming back from somewhere going up, and it stopped on P1, and Sharika was there by the elevator, and I don't know if she saw me, but I saw like she looked and she saw that I was in and she was gonna come in, but then she stopped. She didn't come in because she saw it was me. Like I saw it with my own eyes. Like we were the only two people in the elevator and she saw me. I don't know if she realized that I saw her because through the mirror or whatever. And then she stopped and didn't come in. It was like she was ashamed or something. I don't know. And then just after that, like maybe 2, 3 days max later, I get this notice about not paying the rent, about paying the rent for my checking account. So I kind of find it not a coincidence.
Odd. Yeah. Yeah.
Short time period just after that this happened. Like maybe her attention was on me, and then she got my check. Oh, and it just it seemed like that letter, like it wasn't professional, it wasn't addressed to anyone. It didn't say from who, so it seemed like she just put something together and put it on the door or something. That's
Yeah,
what
it wasn't professional. It's just this thing.
I see
It
the
doesn't say who it's from. Like all their letters are professional, so I know. Well, I'm not gonna say I know, but it seems
yeah.
like this was written by her. She's all like she seems to have a problem communicating professionally in writing.
Mm, yeah, yeah. Yeah, like she looked very uncomfortable when she saw me. Like I know, like I like it.
Yeah, she saw you, got triggered, got scared, got mad, and then she wanted to do something about it. It's called reprisal,
Mm,
right? Because she intentionally not cashing a check just so she can have evidence that you pay your rent late.
and also, like I paid to the same account in April, and they took the money.
Exactly. So there is precedent, right? They send this letter that acts as if they're compassionate. We're in this together. Obviously, they're not. They lied, bad faith. They take their check in April, right? From your sole proprietorship, cashed it. So precedent sent. You have no reason not to believe that you can do it again, right? You're trying to, make this work. You're scared to go in the bank and switch the money. You can't transfer it from your personal into your business, so you're scared to go in there with a mask and all that. So you're trying to like just honor the commitment and get the money to them.
Mhm.
And then this is all a ploy, Samina. Just like when they didn't receive your check for 5 days or something once, you always paid 3 months early, always early, and so often, and then this
Yeah,
new person, Sharika, and then next thing you know, you're getting an N4 or TN or whatever those things are, like that you're in the process of being evicted. Holy shit. And Samina, and then they did not even apologize. They just let you know that, yes, we will take it off your file. They never said sorry. They didn't take responsibility and said, we did wrong. We're so sorry for scaring you like that and making you feel like, you know, right?
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. There's a whole series of things that have affected your reasonable enjoyment of the place, triggering anxiety and worry. Anytime there's a note, you don't feel safe. I wonder, here it is. Here's the note that they're selling the property or whatever.
yeah, yeah.
This is bullshit. Cash the check. If we're in this together.
And that's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
I'm not at peace in my own home. So I don't know when's the next time she's gonna, they're gonna wanna
Reprisal.
reprise.
Yeah, she's
And
getting back at you in these very subtle ways.
yeah,
It's called passive aggressive.
Yeah.
As someone who's the founder of All Addictions Anonymous, the creator of the Power Choice School programs endorsed by the addiction experts, Dr. Gabor Mate and Stanton Peel, who does all this work helping codependents, which means people that are passive aggressive. I know these behavior patterns, Samina.
Hmm.
And I'm telling you right now that I have evidence from my experience
And
that
you'll
they have a plan to dot their I's, cross their T's, and get rid of you and sell the place.
you'll see I have a record, a check of always making my rent on time, even in advance.
Well, there maybe not necessarily always, but 95% of the time. Like in other words, you might have given the check on the first or the second or third, but it's still considered by the law. It's on time so long as it's within, I think, 5 days or something. So I just want to say I know what you mean.
Yeah. But just like a good record, fairly good,
Yeah,
making my rent by law on time.
yeah. I would also ask them for your peace of mind knowing you. If they would send an email saying, at least while you're a tenant, that you should not be worried in any way that you are helping addicts and people for free through the 12 steps with all Addictions Anonymous, and that you're also helping for people for free, no absence of profit motive, no offers being made under the 1212 brand, and that you are serving your clients and doing your best to connect with people, and having your business be virtual. So you will be working from home, interacting with clients only over Zoom. They won't enter into the premises. And I think for your peace of mind, I would put that in your email, is ask them, they could please confirm that they're not going to accuse you of operating a business in the suite when you're not having any clients coming in here. You're not serving clients. You're not transacting clients in here, right?
Yeah.
The only time I think we've had, a client here, it was maybe a year ago or whatever it was last year, is the person was a friend first and they weren't coming here to do business. Like they're not going to accuse you of operating a business here because you are talking to clients over Zoom like you and I are doing right now. That you're operating an online business, and yes, you talk to your clients from time to time or prospects from time to time over Zoom. Would it make you feel a little bit better if they just at least acknowledge that there's no way they can try to get you on evict you for that?
Yeah. For sure.
And is there anything else that they could possibly do to make you feel more peaceful in your home so you're not worried every time you see an envelope coming to your door?
I guess I know this is a long shot, just like, but they don't have the intention to do something weird and surprise me with selling my unit or something that's beyond my control. Like, I want to feel like I'm safe and this is my home and I'm not going to receive any, surprises. Because I think I received one too many, like just scares, paranoia triggers, and very valid triggers,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's it. Like, yeah, even just talking about this makes me anxious. Like, I just, want this resolved. I want them to just cash the check. And if there's a problem, like my letter says, then just know I may have delays in paying June's rent because I'm having a challenge with my personal account right now. So I have to pay
Yeah,
from this account, which is still me because it's not a corporation. It's
yeah.
rated
And
as
just so they understand, that sole proprietor business account is, you have to get permission from someone who you have a partnership with. So may I use the account and borrow from it to pay the rent,
yeah,
right? So that's what you mean by that,
yeah,
right? So it's technically all the money in that account isn't like yours all to spend because you honor your agreements.
yeah,
And so that was the easiest, fastest way. The only way you could make sure the rent was paid on time is by making a request of someone. Can I use, our account that's in my name?
yeah. Yeah.
during COVID?
As for during COVID, this is the last thing I want to worry about is like, being kicked out. Like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's interesting though. It's like I said to you, is that the interesting thing? If you wanted to screw over the landlord, this would be the time to do it, right?
Mm,
You're gonna probably gonna go bankrupt. You could screw the landlord over and get away with a couple, but you're not that kind of a person,
yeah. I honor my agreement.
right? So that's the irony here, is that you're honoring your agreement the best you can, and as difficult as it is. You're not
Yeah.
one of those people acting desperately and I'm going to screw over the landlord just because I can, because there's a window of opportunity where you could totally take advantage of the landlord. You're not doing that despite how they're treating you.
Yeah.